All right. Welcome back from lunch. We hope you are well fed and hydrated. We were just chopping it up back here about the first half of the day so far. And so I want to check in with my co-MC about what sort of stood out for you in the session you attended.
No, thanks you, Naima. Investing in the community was the session I was in. And what's fascinating is, the Alliance has been around for a while. We've been 12 or 20 years. And going back to the early 2000s, we literally had to make the hood look like the suburbs so Wall Street would invest, right? The idea was to present investors, oh, this is just like anything you normally do. And so the conversation, now is more about how do we invest in the people? And it's been what the Alliance has always been about, right? Create jobs, help build economic wealth, all of those sort of things. So just fascinating to see where we are now, that it is about the people and the place, not necessarily about the investor, which is the thing that's striking me right now. Just an awesome session. How about you? How was yours?
It was amazing. I have to say, emceeing and moderating is a thing for the books. But I really enjoyed it. It actually felt like I was really having a chance to connect with folks that I'm engaged with on a regular basis. Like at some point, I had been able to really join the journey with the folks we were talking to. We talked a lot about what those pivot points are, a lot about self-care, a lot about understanding your worth, and how understanding your worth translates to your pricing as well, and talked about that fundable model. I think what was really interesting is one of the last questions we talked about was how often folks are talking about their business financials and their personal financials. And so for our speakers to be so vulnerable and authentic in that offering to folks who attended was really powerful for me. And I'm really happy that everything's recorded. I won't lie. It's not a plug. I'm like genuinely excited that everything's recorded so that I can go back and watch these other sessions, because I had an opportunity to chat with other folks who told me about what they were. Yeah. So maybe we'll pose this to the group for those of you with us right now. What came up for you in the sessions that you attended? Mike and I are going to pause so that you can go ahead and fill that chat. But I would like to know the gems you took away, since I missed 3 other sessions.
3 other sessions, right? I know.
Yeah. I need to know what happened in your session. Go ahead and put it in the chat.
That's right. Type away.
And then you know what? While folks are sharing what they learned from their other sessions, I want to go ahead and give you a preview of part 2 of the day. So our folks are working diligently to get our afternoon performers set up. We have hit one of those technological conflicts, but we're working it out. So we're excited to bring those 2 to the stage soon. So after that, we'll go into our second Alliance chat, which Michael's going to introduce. I'm really excited for that conversation around strengthening Black-owned businesses. Once that Alliance chat has concluded, we'll move on to our second set of afternoon sessions, or our second set of sessions for the afternoon. There are 3 sessions that you can choose from. We will have Rooted in Business, Breaking the Code, Building Financial Relationships, and Secure the Bag, How Businesses Can Tackle Big Opportunities. So I'm really excited for these afternoon sessions, because they're going to continue. They're going to continue moving forward. I'm checking the chat, and I see, Michael, that Andrew has called you out to talk a little bit more about what happened to invest in the community. What happened in there? What were those key takeaways? I know you said a little bit, but maybe we can continue to build on that.
Oh, Andrew, putting pressure on me here, right? I guess there's a couple thoughts, and I forget. I think his name Brian. We talked a lot about accredited investors, which means you have to have $1 million and what that threshold means. And I think her name is Risa. Her organization has started a people's fund that invest in the people in an area. And so I was glad. I was actually sharing that with some of my friends in New York because I was like, I like this idea. But the idea that you can, and it's almost like those new stock market apps that allow you for $5 to buy a piece of a stock, just really getting folks conditioned to investing. And I like that people's fund idea because it's like, one, we're going to invest in people, but two, give folks an opportunity that you too can invest in your own neighborhood. So Andrew, how am I doing, man? You think I'm talking about the stuff that I liked or what I found fascinating, frankly.
I like it. And then I see Hyder shared that in that same session, you also talked about the importance of viewing yourselves as investors in our communities and bringing home the idea of being an investor instead of, exporting it to the wealthy. So really like understanding that anyone can be an investor. I can't wait to see the recording. I appreciate every single person on that panel. And Julie, I saw shared that in their session around investing quality jobs, they talked about how many opportunities there are for organizations in this ecosystem to partner and uplift each other's capacity and work, which is one of the things that I think in this time of COVID has really come to light. Like I think a lot of folks have picked up and have been able to connect and collaborate in a way that they weren't doing before, just for our collective survival. And so many of those organizations are here. So I'm thrilled that we'll be hearing from them in the afternoon. I'm just checking in on our performers.
We're almost close.
All right. So what we're going to do now, we're going to add a little bit of another break, an unexpected break. Our next session starts at 1:30 with our speakers, so we'll meet you back here. And what we were going to do is if we can't get our performers up and ready to go, what we're going to do is share some of their performances with you through the expo. So you'll be able to check it out there and some links on the reception page. So we'll keep you posted about that. We'll share some in the stage. And we thank you again for your patience and for your grace and for your flexibility today. So we'll go ahead and just take a short break so that folks can get prepared, energized, do a mindfulness activity, and we'll come back at 1:30. Thanks all.